Hello, and welcome back to Weekend Cartoon Reviews. I planned to initially do 2 reviews this weekend, but here we go. Let's just dive right into it. We're going to be reviewing the Love is War movie, also known as Kaguya-sama Love is War, The First Kiss That Never Ends. Okay, so I think by now a lot of you know this if you really, really know me well. You know that Love is War is my second favorite anime, and I fucking love the shit out of this show. I have the shirt on, I got the merch. Hell, I even brought this to the theater when I went to go see it. So yeah. Anyway, before we get into what I thought about the movie, of course, we should talk about the show. A little bit about the show, so you get a general idea of what it is. So basically, it's about these two guys, the student council president, Miyuki Shirogane, and the student council vice president, Kaguya Shinomiya. Both have feelings for each other, and they go through hilarious antics to try to get the other one to confess. But because they have to hide their pride. It's a really fun thing. Like, it's a fun show. It's so intriguing, and oh my god, I love it. It goes bonkers at every corner, and honestly, I scream during the show a lot. Like, I go, ah, shit, a lot during the show, and I most definitely did that here with the movie. Yes, I screamed in the theater, but I didn't get kicked out. Don't worry about that. Anyway, so you have Kaguya, who's, the main character, who is pretty stubborn and prideful of herself at first and looks down on everybody. And then Shirogane, who prides himself as the student council president. He's really chill and I like him as well. Both the leads are great, but my favorite character is Chika. She's so ditzy and clumsy and hilarious. She's so full of energy and I love her. She's my favorite. And then there's Ishigami, who joins the group later on, and he's got his own thing going on in the movie. And then there's also Ino, who's just part of the disciplinary committee, who's so strict and all that. Like, these are basic synopsises of the characters, but I'll dive in more with Ishigami, as he has a pretty good written backstory and shit like that. And just, Ishigami's a great character as well. He's awesome. Like, I like how, I love his don't give a shit attitude. Like, his don't give a shit about nothing attitude. It's great. It's just great. The show has these well written characters. There's also Hayasaka, who's Kaguya's maid, something like that. She works for the Shinomiya family, and Hayasaka's just funny. She's a joy whenever she comes on screen. She's not as important as the other characters I mentioned, but she's just a joy whenever she comes on screen. Anyways, so what was this movie about? The movie takes place after season 3 with the confession scene where Kaguya and Shirogane kiss. And I think I was going to dive into spoilers with this thing. Like, it's adapting from the manga of the arc that's called the Ice Kaguya arc, in which Kaguya and Shirogane start off their relationship and how the battle is far from over. And I'm glad, because most anime these days end with the confession, and there's nothing really else. But the thing I love about Love is War is that it shows realistic sides of relationships as well, and how relationships start. I'm glad it just doesn't end off at the confession. So it starts by, like, Ishigami and Ino getting invited to a Christmas party by Tsubame, who Ishigami has a crush on, and they both think of the situation as dirty-minded. But I mean, it doesn't necessarily start there. It starts in the student council office, and we also meet Chibi Kaguya, who's like, or Chinomiya, as people call her. It's funny. That scene is so hilarious. Like, the movie's got these such hilarious scenes, and Chika gets all excited when she sees Chinomiya. There's this other funny joke where Kaguya asks Nagisa about the fact that she stuck her tongue in the president's mouth, and then, like, she asked about a grown-up kiss, and it was 40 seconds, and the fact that Kaguya and Nagisa debate about this, and Shirogane and Maki debate about this, it's just funny. And the fact that there's 2 Christmas parties going on with Ishigami, Ino, and Tsubame doing their own thing, and Kaguya, Shirogane, Chika. Shirogane's sister, I think her name's Kei. And then I think Chika's sister's there as well, along with Chika. They're all giving out presents, and the funniest joke in the movie to me is the fucking handcuffs joke. But the movie isn't just about shits and giggles. It's not off the batshit crazy, off the wall humor the whole time. It has a story behind it in which Kaguya is like trying to get Shirogane's attention. Like you see Kaguya and Shirogane fight throughout the movie. Like the fact that got upset when he didn't hold her hand despite giving her a hint, like doing this. And this is where we meet all of Kaguya's personas, specifically Ice Kaguya, and man, this part hit me in the feels. Like it made me genuinely cry both times I watched the movie. It made me cry. Kaguya, okay. Kaguya has this thing where she's been pressured her whole life to be this person she didn't want to be, and that's why Ice Kaguya is there, and she lost friends as a result of this. And yeah, like, it's genuinely sad and heartbreaking that this is why Kaguya became the way she is, but she's a good character nonetheless. Kaguya's great. I love her. Like, I love all the characters. Like, I could watch these guys, but sadly, it was only playing subtitles, and I couldn't watch it dubbed. They weren't playing it dubbed at all, which I was really disappointed because the best part of the dub is the narrator. The narrator, bro. I love the narrator in the dub. He's the best. He's like, he steals the fucking show from there on out. He's great. I love him. Anyway, yeah. So, as you can see, all these plots are going on with all these characters, and, like, Kaguya keeps running from Shirogane. Like, there's the whole Christmas party thing where Shirogane's embarrassed to give Kaguya a present, and Kaguya's like, it doesn't have to be perfect, I promise, because Shirogane also has his thing going on where his mother left him. Yeah. Yeah, his mother left his family because he couldn't get into elementary school exams. He couldn't get into a prestigious elementary school, which caused his mother to leave him, and so he prides himself off of his studying and the fact that he's the student council president. Yeah, this movie has quite a bit of drama in it. Yeah. This movie went deep fast. And yeah, like the movie also opened the possibilities to a season 4, and which I think is gonna happen because they're not gonna end it abruptly right there. No, because the manga's still ongoing. Like this adapts volume 15 of the manga and like the end of 14. I didn't read the whole manga before going into the movie because like I read the beginning of the manga of what the movie was adapting, but I decided to be surprised the rest of the time. And there's a scene where Kaguya is interacting with Hayasaka and she's like pretending to be the president. It's great. It's just little stuff like this that makes me appreciate the show more. And of course, I can't forget Masayuki Suzuki. Love his show is a fucking banger. Like, he makes banger openings for the show. Like, all three of them are bangers. Love Dramatic, Daddy Daddy Do, and Giri Giri are all fucking bangers. And I can say the same thing here for Love His Show. I loved it. Like, God, like, I was cheering in my seat. I was so happy. But, like, I forget if I mentioned this or not in the review, but my favorite joke in the movie was when Shirogane at the Christmas party, he got handcuffs. I forget. I think it was like Chica's sister was present, and she wanted Shirogane specifically to open it. The movie's main focus is on Kaguya and Shirogane. It's not really much on the other characters. The other characters are there, like I said, but they don't play like a large role in the plot necessarily. And of course, there's a whole thing going on with perfume, and yeah, like. But Shinomiya is the thing that really sells people on this movie because Shinomiya was great. Basically, what Shinomiya is, or as they call her, Rare Kaguya in the movie, she's basically like a version of Kaguya who is sleep deprived and all these other. There's these specific factors. I forget how it went, but there's these specific factors that they have to meet in order for Shinomiya to come out, or Chibi Kaguya. There we go. Like, I really don't know what more to say about this movie. Like, I could go on and on about it, and I'd probably just be repeating myself at this point, how good this show and movie is. I encourage all of you to watch it, and if you do, please, for the love of God, watch it in dub. The dub is better than the sub, and I know anime dubs usually are controversial, but trust me, man, this one is worth everything. The narrator in this is a blast. Like, the scenes are funny as hell. Everything that happens in this show is just great. And I'm glad I got into this show when I did. Because I got to watch season 3 while it was broadcasting, and then of course I got to go watch the movie. In fact, I've watched it twice in theaters. Once when it premiered and once today. So yeah, that's about it. Bye everyone.